everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm just filming this get ready with me. I tried to keep it a pretty cool tone look because I'm usually doing warm tone looks. So I hope you guys enjoy the video and we're just going to get right on to it. So the first thing I'm doing is starting off with Fix Plus from MAC. So I'm just going to be spritzing that all over my face. I've been really dry during the winter months, so this gives me a bit more hydration and also helps my makeup stick to it. For primers, I'm using the Makeup Forever Step 1 primers. One is the hydrating one and the other one is the smoothing one. So I like to use the hydrating one first. This is just going to give my face a bit more moisture. I'm tongue twisted. And then I go in with the smoothing one, and this just helps smooth out any fine lines and pores. So the smoothing one I generally put over my nose and my chin and my forehead, anywhere where I have any visible pores or fine lines. And then once you're primed, you can move on to foundation. The foundation I've been using a lot lately has been the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. That's just because this lasts really long on me. It doesn't dry out my skin, and I like the finish it gives. So you can use whatever foundation you like, but this is the one I'm using, and I am in the color 101 Classic Ivory. I am trying out this new blending sponge today. So this is from NYX, so it's kind of like their dupe for the Beauty Blender, and it was only $10 Canadian, so it's a lot cheaper than the Beauty Blender. So I'm just going to be dotting that all over my face, and I was pretty impressed with the sponge. It's kind of hard to tell, like, as long as it's squishy and it blends, I feel like it's good. You know, it's kind of like with the Real Techniques one too. Sometimes I think that's better than the Beauty Blender sponge, but it's all personal preference. But for the price, I think this is a great dupe. So I'm just doing one even layer. I don't want too much coverage because this foundation is pretty full coverage, so however much you want to put on. Then I'm moving on to eyes, so I'm priming them with the Pro Longwear Paint Pot in the color Soft Ochre. So I'm just going to be putting that all over my eyes with a synthetic brush, and then I like to set it with a powder after. And excuse my eyebrows in this video, I really need to get them done, so just don't look at those. And then for the look today, I'm going to be using the BH Cosmetics Carly Bible palette. This has a lot of my favorite cool tone shades, so I'm going to be setting everything, the Pro Longwear Paint Pot, with this lightest color in the palette here. So I'm just going to be dabbing that all over my eyes just so it's a little bit smoother to work with. I'm then going to be going into this color right here in the middle, and I'm going to start blending that through the crease, and I'm just taking a Morphe blending brush to do so. Then once I'm happy with the coverage of that, I'm going to be moving on to a darker shade in the palette, which is this one here. So this is more purpley cool toned. I really like this shade. So I'm just going to be taking that and adding that to the crease as well, just to build up some more definition. And I'm taking this on a more pointed blending brush. That way I can get more in depth into the crease. And then after, I'm going to be going into this Tarte palette. So this is from their Light of the Party, which was a Christmas collection set. And I am going to be taking this light color here, Popcorn Strand. My camera cut off, but all I did with this was highlight my brow bone. And then I'm going to be going in with the darker color in this palette. I think it's called Mulberry and Bright. And I'm going to be taking that and start running that through the crease. Again, just to darken up the look. You want to build it up and go with lighter colors first before you go in with the dark color right away, just so it's a more subtle, natural look. And of course, just blending it all through the crease. Keep blending until you're happy with how it looks. Back to the Carly Bible palette, I'm taking this pink champagne color right here, and I'm going to be packing that all over the lid. I don't know why it's out of focus here, so this isn't really helpful at all, but literally all I'm doing is packing it all over the lid up to the crease where we had blended all those colors. This is really inconvenient that it's out of focus. But you know, things happen. Alright, now that we're back in focus, you can see what I did there. So then I'm just taking this highlighter shade from the Curly Bible palette, and I'm going to be using that to highlight my brow bone a bit more because I didn't like the way that the white color was just working for me. I wanted a bit more pop. And then I'm taking it and highlighting my inner corner as well. And then going in with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, this is in the color NW20, and I'm using this to cover up any blemishes. Ignore that, my phone just got an email, so that's what that noise was. It wasn't your phone. I mean, it could have been, maybe we had it at the same time, but you know. And then today I'm going to be going pretty heavy on the highlight and contour. This isn't something I do on a regular basis at all, but I just kind of wanted to try it out. So these are the two products I'm using. So the Urban Decay Naked Skin I'm using to highlight, so you can put that wherever you want to highlight and pull forward. And then I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I'm not sure of the exact color. It is just one of the darker ones, whichever one works for your skin tone, and I'm using that to contour. And then I like to blend out the highlight colors first, so I'm going in with my Real Techniques blending sponge and I'm using that to blend everything out. And once your highlight shades are all blended out, of course you can go ahead and blend out the contour. I like to use the same sponge, that way the product that's already on it kind of diffuses the contour, because I don't want it to be too strong, because I do go over it with powder, but you can see what I'm doing here. I'm then going to be going into the NYX Contour Palette. So I actually just picked this up the other day. So this is one of my first times using it. So far I am pretty happy with it. It's super pigmented, so you really need like the tiniest bit on your brush. I'm going in with these two lighter colors here, and I'm using that to set my under eye. You basically want to set anywhere that you highlighted. Then I'm going to set the rest of my face with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. This is in the color Light. I like to use this because it doesn't add a lot of coverage, but it definitely smooths everything out, so it makes it easier to blend like your bronzer and your contour and all that over top of. That step is completely optional though. If you don't like to set your face and you find that your makeup lasts fine without it, then just skip that step and go on to whatever you want to do next. And then I'm going into the contour palette. I'm taking this color right here, and I'm going to be using that to define my cheekbones and my temples and all that a bit more. So I'm going over top of where I applied that cream contour before. And then going back into that Tarte palette we used before, and I'm taking the blush color in it. This is in the color Amaze. It's just a very natural peachy pink, and I'm going to be applying that all over my cheeks with a Real Techniques blush brush. And just blending everything out with a duo fiber brush. You know the drill. Don't want any harsh lines, you know. Then going back into that Tarte palette, I'm taking the bronzer in here because I want it to be a little bit more bronzed up because my skin is so pale right now. And then I was trying to just fix the top here because I felt like it wasn't into my hairline enough. So yeah, I'm just adding a bit more bronzer. And then of course just blending it down my neck as well, so my neck isn't ghost white. And then I tried out this highlight shade from the Highlight and Contour palette from NYX. It was pretty good. It wasn't super pigmented like the contour shades are. Oh my god, my phone again. I'm so sorry about that. It wasn't super pigmented like the contour shades are, but it did give a nice like natural glow. So I was happy with it. So yeah, just highlight any normal places that you generally highlight. And then just going back in with the duo fiber brush and blending that out so the highlight kind of melts into the skin. It doesn't look like it's just sitting on top. I hopped off camera and I filled in my brows, and now I'm just putting some white eye pencil in the waterline. This is just the NYX Jumbo eye pencil in the color Milk, but any white color will work, or a skin tone. I just like this because it opens up my eyes a bit more. On an everyday basis, I've kind of been skipping stuff on the lower lash line. So yeah. So here I'm just going in with lips. So I'm using Kat Von D Bow and Arrow. It's one of my favorite lip colors. So I'm just going to be applying that all over. And then I'm just setting everything on my face with the Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray. Like I've said before, I like to set my face with the spray before I do mascara and let it dry, because I find I always get mascara all over my face if I do it first. And then just using the L'Oreal Carbon Black, and I'm only putting it on the top, nothing on the bottom. I've just been kind of doing that lately, and I like how it looks. So that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button in the down bar, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everybody! Today we're gonna do the whisper challenge. So if you don't know what that is, it's basically where Marina will be wearing headphones and I'll say like weird phrases at her, and she'll be playing music really loud and she has to guess what I'm saying, and it tends to be really funny, and then we're gonna do it vice versa.